Powered by Penguin. Where the Birds Call Her Name. Written by Claire Van Ryn. Narrated by Annie Maynard and Jessica Spies.
We at Penguin Random House Australia
acknowledge that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples
are the traditional custodians
and the first storytellers of the lands on which we live and work.
We honour Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples' continuous connection to country,
waters,
skies
and communities.
We celebrate Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander stories,
traditions and living cultures.
And we pay our respects to elders, past and present.
This novel contains sensitive themes pertaining to domestic and family violence. For my family and the stories we share. Be Like the Birds, adapted from Matthew 6:26. Chapter 1. Broome 2022. Saskia Honeyman would look back on her mother's death and see that it had been the cadence of an exquisitely orchestrated sonata. The indomitable Kiki, as everyone called her, even her 3 adult children, had a stroke on the first Tuesday of December as she sat beneath a boab tree with a cluster of women she affectionately called the Yarru Girls. They'd often sat there together in the heat of the day where the shadows fell, talking and shelling nuts or threading seeds into long strands and teaching her more and more of their Yarru words. The stroke that killed her came 2 days later as she lay still recovering in a hospital room with a window that gave her a meagre slice of Roebuck Bay view. Friday the following week was Kiki's funeral, where, at low tide, hundreds of her loved ones drove to the furthest reach of Cable Beach and celebrated her departure with sand and salt bush, sea spray and barbecues sizzling to feed the slow-moving crowd. It was loud and messy with a wildness that honoured her. Lennon, Kiki's youngest, dragged her Viscount along the beach with his Land Cruiser, like an old friend who needed to be shown the way, and people clustered on the sunny side of the well-loved caravan, found shade on the other, put their drinks in her fridge, and took their kids for a pee in her toilet. There was a wedding photo taped to the cupboard door, front and centre as people stepped into the caravan. Kiki and Bear, the father of her 3 children, who had succumbed to prostate cancer only 4 years earlier. They looked younger than the parents Saskia had known.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?